All right, here's the part everybody talks about. Get your eyes outside. All right, yeah, we've been in IMC for about 30 minutes. Look at it, it works, the system works.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Oh man, it was super intense followed by just the joy. Now I know why pilots always talk about busting out. I'm so happy. I'm back in IMC, I'll shut up.
Hey guys, I'm Brian. My wife Erin and I decided we wanted to take a weekend and get out of town for a little bit, so we decided we were going to visit the Hangar Hotel in Fredericksburg, Texas. It's a great place to go. There's no children allowed, which is probably the best reason to go. Sorry kids, turn 18 and can go check it out. It's really cool. You land your plane at Gillespie Field, Tango 82, and taxi to parking, and the hotel is right there. They got a balcony where you can overlook the plane, so it's a really cool adventure. We'll jump into that. The other thing about this video is this is my first time, maybe my second time, really doing free range IFR. I got the ticket back in August, but this is the first time kind of out on my own or with me and my wife where we filed both directions due to weather. It worked out pretty well. It's pretty exciting. So if you're new to instruments or even if you're a new pilot, this video might be a little bit interesting to you just because if early on you remember some things seem overwhelming communicating with ATC. A lot of parts of it are a little bit confusing and you almost feel like you're fumbling your way through it. That's where I am with the instrument right now. So you'll see me kind of, for lack of a better term, hacking my way through the IFR system and getting it done, and everything worked. But I think I called the wrong tower to get clearance at one point. I called the wrong phone number at one point to get a clearance on the ground. So I got through it, everything worked out, but you get to see me figuring it out and making some mistakes along the way. One quick announcement. If you're going to Oshkosh this year, two things you should check out. Number one, something called SimVenture, put on by Pilot Edge. Just Google Pilot Edge SimVenture. They'll have some software that'll go along with Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane or any one of the other simulators that will allow you to fly the Fisk approach in your simulator while actually speaking to the real controllers who do the approach into Airventure. So pretty cool thing, go check that out. Also, if you want to go to Oshkosh and you're in a hurry to get started early, the Saturday before Airventure opens up at Whiteside County Airport, Sierra, Quebec, India, it's called Wings Over Whiteside. Go to wingsoverwhiteside.com. There's a fly-in, there's going to be an air show, there's going to be all kinds of demonstrations, and more importantly, there's going to be food and cheap fuel. Just cheap, probably discounted fuel. Nothing's cheap right now. Anyway, go to Wings Over Whiteside to check that out. And now to the video. What are we doing here?
We are headed to the airport to fly to Fredericksburg.
Virginia. Fredericksburg, Virginia. It's a long flight.
Fredericksburg, Texas.
Virginia. So that's where we're going. So we are departing from Northwest Regional in a minute to go to Tango 82. I learned that filing IFR flight plan opens the clouds up. And so it's been pretty consistent at this point. I clicked file and then this sun came out. So we did that for you. When you see us again, we'll be in an airplane.
All right, so we're going to do a run-up, and then we'll go get our IFR clearance, and we'll be off to the races. Told you next time you saw us, we'd be in the plane. We're in the plane. That's how that works.
So here I'm departing Northwest Regional, which is an uncontrolled airport, and I'm going to an uncontrolled airport. So how do you get your IFR clearance when you do that? There's a couple of ways. What I didn't want to do, and I would like anyone who's seasoned IFR to tell me how you would handle this. I fly right out from underneath the DFW Class B airspace. I know I could take off and I could call up Regional Departure and say, hey, I want to pick up my clearance. I kind of don't feel like it's fair for me to grab my clearance talking to those guys when they're trying to land a bunch of jumbo jets at DFW Airport. If that's normal, and that's perfectly normal, and you would have no problem just popping up and asking those guys for your clearance, let me know in the comments. I'm just curious what most people do. What I opted to do was call on the phone. I Googled it, and there's a 1-800 number, and as soon as I dialed it, the first thing was a recording saying, we don't do that anymore. So what you do, if you want to get your clearance on the ground from an uncontrolled airport, is you can look up your airport in ForeFlight and scroll down here, and you can see under clearance delivery somewhere they'll have a number. You call that phone number. So I got my run-up done. I was ready to take off, and I went ahead and called the number.
Oh, yeah, it's Comanche 7420 Papa. I'm at 52 Foxtrot. I'd like to pick up an IFR clearance to Tango 82. I'm ready for takeoff on runway 17. Clear to Tango 82 via radar vectors, Pody intersection, then as filed 3000. All right, after that we're going to go to 8000, 6240, hold for release, 7420, Papa.
One of the cool things about filing is suddenly things like airspace and clouds no longer matter. When you're VFR, you see a cloud, you're like, oh no, I've got to dodge that. Or if there's a Bravo shelf, you're like, oh no, I got to fill out a NASA report. When you're IFR, you just go. They tell you where to go and you just go. So we took off. They said, 3,000 feet, maintain runway heading, expect 8,000 feet after 10 minutes. I don't know, 4 minutes out, they just cleared me direct to my destination at whatever altitude I chose, and it was fine. It was VFR, but it was extremely hazy. So just for grins and practice, I stayed on the flight plan. And when we got to Gillespie Field, it was completely clear out and really bumpy. I probably should have just landed, but I wanted to go ahead and have that experience of flying the approach. So I did fly the RNAV into 1-4. Worked out fine.
All right, glide slope's coming down. So it is this top line going this way is the glide slope, so I'm under it. When it comes down, basically I want to make a cross inside that circle.
Okay.
So I'm slightly to the left of the runway. So I need to go over to the right a little bit, and I'm low, but I'm where I'm supposed to be. Once this comes down, that's when I'm going to go down like 500 feet a minute. So these things basically I want to keep in the crosshairs, and that'll take me right down to the runway.
Hey.
So you don't even have to look at the window. All right, let's check. Landing gears down, fuel pumps on. Everything looks good. As we get into traffic, I just said 420, Papa short, final 14, full stop.
And transition. What's going on?
We are headed to a winery.
Going to a winery. We're gonna go wine about stuff.
Yep. I mean, it's 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock. That's winery time in Fredericksburg. We got Phenoms, we got Cessnas, we got 3 Arrows, a Cirrus. We just had lunch at the diner. Wine is a huge business in this area, and so we decided we were going to go do a wine tour at a place called the Grape Creek Winery. I only have one rule on these tours, and that is that I absolutely will not join a wine club.
I'm writing my credit card number down.
Everybody can join. So now we're proud members of the Grape Creek Wine Club. If you have any questions about how to join, just reach out to me and I'll let you know. After the winery, we decided we were going to get an Uber back to the hotel and change and go out to dinner. And we ended up in the most amazing Uber I've ever been in. I'm not even sure the legality of all this, but this guy is the executive party car Uber driver. He was full of energy and he provided a lot of interesting things for his guests, free of charge. So I think a lot of people know him around town, and after the bars close, he's the preferred Uber. Yeah, he just started Uber today. We walked around the streets a little bit, and thank goodness my camera somehow or another switched into fisheye mode, so everything looks a little round and weird. I mean, this is my artistic take on Fredericksburg. There's a guy with a dog and a baby Bjorn. Let's watch that again. I felt weird here because I was holding my camera, and he briefly made eye contact with me. So anyway, if you watch this, you'll see you and your dog. Once we got back out and hit the town to grab dinner, suddenly out of nowhere, a pretty significant storm hit the town. It started raining and thundering, and we ended up just taking cover the first place we could, which was this patio at a German bar. So we were hunkered down under our umbrella and got a drink while we waited out the storm. Looks like a lot of people got pretty wet. Lasted about an hour, and then we decided we were going to go ahead and head back to the hotel because I wanted to get the plane in a hangar because it looked like more storms were headed this way, and it looked like they were going to be pretty rough. One thing I've learned is paying the extra money to get my plane towed into a hangar overnight absolutely ensures that the storm will break apart and it won't affect anybody. So these other two planes out here on the ramp, you have me to thank for that. So that's really it. As far as Fredericksburg goes, if you want to learn more about it, I do have a video. I'll put the link up here. You can see this is kind of a goofy video I made where we show more of the town and stuff if you're interested in it. Hangar Hotel in Fredericksburg is a fantastic place to go if you're a pilot and you can get there in a reasonable amount of time. But let's jump to the IFR flight home.
Gillespie County Airport. Automated weather observation. 1406 Zulu. Weather. Wind 030 at 12. Gust 18. Visibility 10. Ceiling 2,700. Overcast. Temperature 17 Celsius. Dew point 9er. Altimeter 3023.
Gillespie County traffic, Comanche 7420 Papa is departing runway 32, will be departing to the north, Gillespie County. Full power, wind correction, whoa, heels on the floor. 60.
Oh.
That is a heck of a crosswind.
Yeah, I feel it.
Landing gear coming up.
When we departed Gillespie, it was VFR here, it was VFR at my destination, both reporting scattered and broken layers. So I figured I could depart VFR, get on top, and then find a hole and come back down. About 15 minutes into the flight, everything started reporting marginal, and there was a solid overcast layer pretty much from where I was at all the way up north to Oklahoma, so I had to file a pop-up clearance. It's important to note here that there is a overcast layer below me and an overcast layer above me. I am VFR here. I'm not in IMC, but just due to the way the camera angles and having two layers, it does look like I'm in the soup. I am actually legal VFR. And if I wasn't, I would say I was anyway.
Gray clearance delivery, Comanche 7420 Papa.
Comanche, calling for clearance. This is a Gray Tower. I don't know if you're on the ground at Skylark or Temple, but clearance for Skylark is 121.7, or if you're at Temple, it's a 125.9er.
Actually, I'm flying about 10 miles west of Limpasas. I'm trying to get a pop-up IFR clearance. Who do you recommend I call for that?
Roger, that would be a 120.07.
20.07, thank you very much.
What happened?
It's to IFR, I'm going to have to file.
Okay.
So, but filing in the air is different. If you file on the ground and you file a flight plan, you just call and say, I want to activate my flight plan, and they say, cool, you're clear direct to Denton. Since I'm not on file because I haven't filed the plan, they're going to say, who are you, what's your phone number, how many people, how much fuel. It becomes this long diatribe, it's funny.
But you're not in trouble.
No.
Okay.
No, it's pop-up plans. This is actually the only thing I ever wanted to do with IFR. Gray approach, Comanche 7420 Papa.
Comanche 7402 Papa, Gray approach.
Comanche 7420 Papa is 10 miles west of Lampasas, Lima Zulu Zulu. I'd like to file a pop-up IFR en route to Delta Tango Oscar.
Comanche 7420 Papa, squawk 5216.
5216 for Comanche 7420 Papa.
Comanche 7420 Papa, radar contact, 7 miles northwest of Lampasas Airport, 7,400. Cleared to Delta Tango Oscar Airport via direct climb maintained 900,000.
Cleared to Delta Tango Oscar via direct 9,000, 7420 Papa. Alright, so what's happened is we took off, got on top, and things were looking like they were going to be VFR, but everything's marginal. There's overcast ceilings below us all the way home.
Okay.
So I just filed a pop-up clearance, which means we're now cleared. They didn't give me an arrival, which is a specified way to get to the airport. They actually cleared me direct Denton.
Okay.
They told me to fly up to 9,000 feet, so we're climbing to 9,000 feet. So it's basically like flight following. What's going to happen is once we get into Denton, There's really only one way to get in because there's only runway 36 left that's open. All the other runways are closed for construction. And so there's only one approach in, and it's a GPS approach into 36 left. So we'll do that. Basically use that approach to get under the clouds, and then we're just going to take off then, stay at 2,000 feet because the layer's at 3,100, and fly under that layer to Northwest Regional.
Given that I was between two layers, it was extremely bright and very uncomfortable to look outside, so I went ahead and just flew this as though I was in IMC. There was nothing to look at out the window. It was just completely white. Once we were getting close to home, I sort of naively and secretly hoped they would just tell me to make my altitude 2,000 feet so I could just go down through the layer real quickly. They don't know, nor do they really care. They just give me an altitude that's safe for other traffic. The altitude they chose for me was 4,000 feet, so it was right in the middle of it.
Comanche 20 Papa, you may expect to set up for the RNAV runway 36 left approach. The visuals would be hard from the south. The ceilings, or rather the base, is right around 3,000 feet. So when you have it loaded, you can proceed direct Leah for the RNAV 36 left.
All right, when I have it up for direct Leah for RNAV 36 left for that.
This is one of those moments where I did have that thought, here we go. The FAA says I can do this. My instructor says I can do this. I sure hope I can do this. And it was perfectly fine.
Comanche 20 Papa, contact approach 118.1.
18.1, 7420 Papa.
November 20 Papa, you're about 10 miles from Leah, cross Leah at or above 3,000, cleared on nav approach runway 36 left into Denton.
At or above 3,000 crossing Leah, cleared for the RNAV approach for 36 left at Denton, 7420 Papa. Alright, here's the part everybody talks about. Get your eyes outside. We're going to break out. Look at it! It works! The system works! Look at that! It's my first time busting out!
You go. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, man. It was super intense, followed by the joy. Now I know why pilots always talk about busting out. I was really talking myself up in my head there for a minute. There's the runway. It's like I know it works, but it works. There's Denton straight ahead. That was fun. I'm really glad we got to experience it. Man, I could cancel and land at Northwest right now, actually. I'm going to do that. Regional approach, Comanche 7420, Papa.
7420 Papa, regional approach. You can contact Denton Tower 119.905. Good day.
Actually, 7420 Papa, I'd like to cancel IFR at this time.
Number 20 Papa, Roger. You, for cancellation is received. Maintain VFR. You don't want to go and switch to the tower and continue inbound?
Actually planning on landing at Northwest Regional. We were just going to use the approach at Denton to get there, but I'm VFR now.
Number 20 Papa, Roger. There's no traffic observed between you and Northwest Regional. Exchange advisor frequency is approved.
All right, change of frequency. Have a great day. 7420 Papa. I'm going to be one of those pilots. It's like, you should get your instrument rating. Busting out. More precise. Safer pilot. No, I'm just going to be like, it's fun. Like, that was fun. Northwest traffic, Comanche 7420. Papa's 1 mile to the north. It's going to be entering downwind for 35 full stop Northwest traffic. That was awesome.
Your shadow stretching on the floor while the sun gets low. I got a feeling that the glow deep inside my core needs to breathe to flow. We push it right on through. I know you need it too, because we have been working hard right from the very start. Who knew we'd get this far? to stay out until it's late. We've come a long, long way, so we deserve it, mate. Call it a day and celebrate. Let's celebrate. Call it a day.
Click this link to see the most recent video upload. Click this link to see a video that YouTube thinks you might like. Click this link to subscribe to my channel.